Mr. Kelley.
My name is John Kelley, 3621 Austin, and I'm here to represent both Neighborhoods First and Bay Area Smart Growth. I'd like to say that, I participated in this plan since the very beginning, was on the advisory committee and a number of other things, participated in lots of ways. Saw hundreds and hundreds of people participate and put their input into it. Saw a really good professional firm do a really good job, actually, in terms of modern principles of building and construction and planning. And then the developers got a hold of it. And what we have now, after almost 2.5 years, is a watered down nothing burger. Okay? It ignored the public input, it ignored the professional input. It was dominated by the developers' desires to maintain and retain their current business model at all costs. This program plan right now really fits the needs of the developers. It tries to give everybody everything to everybody. I think people in both the council and the zoning planning commission tried to make everybody happy. And what they did was, in the end, nothing. For example, 3 zoning cases that you heard today should have never had to go in front of planning and zoning or to the city council. Because we have such exclusive zoning. We have all these little niches for zoning where modern cities are not doing that anymore. They have much more general zoning that they could just go and get this approved by the department, and that would be the end of it. If they want to appeal it, then they have the option of going past that. But there's no reason for every minor change to have to come through this committee or this council or the zoning plan. Inclusive zoning should have been done, or it should have been done here. No recommendation. We've left this fiscal section. Interestingly enough, the fiscal section in the first draft said we're going to evaluate this plan based on the cost benefit to the city. And it said we'll do that a little later as we get the plan firmed up. It disappeared totally from the document. We have no idea what the cost benefit of this plan is. None. Zero. There are some people who do for themselves, but the city as a whole has no clue. What we saw instead is political and other economic considerations of individuals, companies come into play. There is no mandatory anything in this plan. There never was anything mandatory in this plan. That was always a red herring. But there's also no strong commitment in this plan to anything. We are no closer today than we were 2.5 years ago to a housing solution, a revitalization solution, a neighborhood stabilization solution, limiting costly sprawl solution, no plans to deal with flooding, sea rise, or anything else within the comprehensive plan. We removed areas that were stated as floodplains and put those back into planning. We took areas that they said should be limited to growth in order to limit sprawl, and we put them for future development. We are going to bankrupt this city with this plan. It's just a matter of time. Leaving it to the area development plans is really passing the buck. And what's going to happen, and I can tell you right now what's going to happen with the area development plans based on my experience is, those areas that are very well organized, the island, downtown, the south side, will develop area development plans. They'll pay for whatever professionals and other assistance they need to do to get it done. The poorer areas of town that are less well organized, unless you individual councilmen take the responsibility and the effort to make sure those areas are organized and get the assistance and get on the agenda and get their voices heard, will continue to see the deterioration that they have seen in the past. We will see the disparity in the city, which is already horrendous, continue to get worse. We now have a situation, according to Dr. Lee at the university, where the west side is an economic lowest 2 percentile, 2nd percentile in the country. And the south side is in the highest, richest 2 percentile in the country. You want to have crime? Keep that disparity up. You want to increase crime? Increase your service costs? Keep the disparity up. All those things lead to the overall deterioration and failures of a city. Disparity is your #1 enemy. And it is totally a matter of policy. If we can go ahead and get reimbursed as a developer for greenfield development by the city through the fund, and they're saying, well, it's our money. We're putting the money in there. Yes, but you're guaranteeing that there's no risk. If I want to go here in town and do redevelopment, there's no developer fund to reimburse me. I have to shelter all the risk, and the risk is much, much higher. No recommendations in the plan to change that. This plan, you can pass it, and you can pat yourself on the back, and you say, oh, we done a great job. We worked really 2.5 years. What we did 2.5 years is took everything, public input, and everything that was recommended professionally, and we watered it down till it's meaningless. And it will not change anything in this city. We do not have a comprehensive plan. This is not a comprehensive plan. A comprehensive plan has boundaries. It says you will stay within these areas. You will do these things. You will not do these things. This does nothing of that. So that's what we've done. And unless people here are willing to really commit to making those area development plans really happen, and a willingness to say no to sprawl, then this city will be bankrupt. It's just a matter of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kelley. Is there anyone else who